Hey Cowboys Nation! Today we are diving deep into all the latest updates from America's team, covering everything you need to know about player statuses, practice reports, and potential game impacts as we prepare for an intense showdown with the Vikings. The latest injury report shows a couple of notable absences during Wednesday's practice, with Tyler Ton sitting out due to an ankle issue and Malik Hooker not participating for personal reasons. While it is never ideal to see players missing practice, the team seems to be in a manageable situation as most of the roster was at least limited in participation. Among those present, we saw Jadeveon Clowney, Trayvon Diggs, Jake Ferguson, and C.D. Lamb working through their respective injuries, with promising signs for recovery. Hunter Lipke, Savone Revel, Donovan Wilson, and Hakey Denny also participated, with Denny being a full participant despite dealing with a knee concern, which shows a positive trajectory for his readiness this week. Focusing on C.D. Lamb, he was back on the practice field in a limited capacity as he continues to progress through the concussion protocol. From what we can gather, it seems Lamb is in stage 4 out of the 5 stages of recovery, which is encouraging for Cowboys fans hoping to see him back in action against the Vikings. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer's comments have suggested that Lamb might only have 1 or 2 remaining steps to fully clear the protocol, which is a significant sign of progress given how crucial Lamb has been for the Cowboys' offense this season. Even with a few drops here and there, his efficiency has been remarkable, ranking among the top 5 in the league in yards per route run before the concussion sidelined him. His explosive performance against the Lions before the injury further emphasizes just how much of an impact his return could have. Should Lamb be unable to play for any reason, the team would likely look toward George Pickens and potentially more involvement from Ryan Fennoy, while also considering rotating back to Jalen Tolbert based on recent weekly adjustments. The amount of practice time leading up to the game will be a crucial factor in determining his readiness. And at this point, Lamb's return to practice certainly bodes well for his availability on game day. Moving to Jadeveon Clowney, he was limited during practice on Wednesday while managing a hamstring concern. Historically, a limited practice in the middle of the week indicates progress and a good chance of being cleared for game day. Clowney has been a key contributor to the Cowboys' defensive front, and maintaining his presence on the field is essential, especially as they prepare to face a Vikings offensive line that is regaining health and starting to perform at a high level. Limited participation late in the week could transition to a full practice by Friday, giving the coaching staff a better sense of his capability to play effectively. Hamstring injuries, however, are notoriously tricky, and while the trend looks positive, it is something that requires careful monitoring through the rest of the week. Trayvon Diggs presents a more nuanced situation. Coach Schottenheimer has been measured in his comments regarding Diggs' potential return, noting that while the player feels healthy and wants to participate, there is a necessary ramp-up period. This period is not just about physical readiness, but also about mental preparation, understanding the defensive schemes, and integrating with some newer teammates in the huddle. The ongoing dynamics between Diggs and the organization have added an extra layer of intrigue, as this appears to be his final season with the team. There have been periods of frustration and disagreement dating back to previous injuries and rehab processes, and while the team clearly values his talent, they are being cautious in ensuring he is fully ready before seeing significant action on the field. With the IR return mechanics being limited, it's clear the Cowboys are not overlooking his return lightly, and fans will have to watch closely to see if he is activated in time for Sunday's matchup. As for Tyler Ton, the fact that he did not participate on Wednesday does not bode well for his immediate return. High ankle sprains for offensive linemen are notoriously slow to heal, often requiring 4 to 6 weeks for proper recovery. Without at least a limited session on Thursday, it seems unlikely he will be available for the game against the Vikings. This absence would place additional pressure on players like Nate Thomas, who would need to step up in critical situations, especially considering the Vikings' ability to execute exotic blitzes and the overall strength of their defensive line. Offensive line depth and performance will be vital for the Cowboys in protecting their quarterback and maintaining effective pass protection against a team that is steadily improving up front. Several other players were noted on the injury report. Lee Hooker did not practice due to a personal issue, though though he has been managing a toe injury as well. While his absence raises some questions, it is expected he may return by Thursday, allowing him to contribute on Sunday. Jake Ferguson and Hunter Lipke were limited in practice, likely due to fatigue and minor strains after a grueling schedule that included 3 games in 11 days. These types of limitations are not uncommon in high-intensity periods and usually do not indicate long-term concerns unless further limitations arise later in the week. Savone Revel was also limited, working through a knee issue, which should be monitored closely given the physical demands of his role on the team. Overall, the Cowboys' injury updates present a mixed picture, but with several promising returns and players trending positively through their respective protocols. The team seems poised to field a competitive lineup as they prepare for a key game against a Vikings team that has found recent offensive momentum. With CeeDee Lamb's progression through the concussion protocol, Clowney's recovery from a hamstring issue, and careful management of other key players, the Cowboys are navigating this stretch of the season with strategic precision. Practice reports this week suggest a trend toward readiness, but the final assessments over the next few days will ultimately determine which players can take the field at full strength. The upcoming matchup against the Vikings is shaping up to be critical, and maintaining player health will be just as important as in-game performance. Watching these developments unfold will give fans valuable insight into how the Cowboys intend to balance recovery, practice, and game readiness while maximizing the potential of their roster. Turning our attention back to Trayvon Diggs, the conversations around his readiness continue to stir debate among fans and analysts alike. While the coach has been careful in his statements, emphasizing the importance of ramping up both physically and mentally after missing time, it is evident that the Cowboys are being meticulous with his return. This is understandable, given the high stakes of facing the Vikings' evolving offensive schemes. Diggs' time off has been marked by rehabilitation, skill refinement, and strategic meetings to get him fully aligned with the defensive adjustments made in his absence. The presence of new players in the defensive huddle means he must reacclimate quickly to ensure seamless coordination during game day, and that process is as much mental as it is physical. There remains an air of uncertainty surrounding his participation, but the indications suggest that if the ramp-up period continues as projected, he can make a meaningful impact on Sunday, offering a critical boost to the secondary and overall pass defense. Looking deeper into the Cowboys' offensive line, Tyler Ton's status is a key talking point. High ankle sprains for linemen are particularly delicate, often requiring careful management to avoid aggravation that could extend his time away from the field. With Ton not participating in Wednesday's session, his prospects for playing against the Vikings appear slim unless there is a significant improvement during Thursday's practice. This situation highlights the importance of depth and versatility along the offensive front, as Nate Thomas and other backups must be prepared to step up against a Vikings defense capable of executing sophisticated blitz packages. Maintaining cohesion on the line is critical, especially as the Cowboys look to protect their quarterback and open lanes for the running game. Each player's availability directly impacts the rhythm of the offense, and the coaching staff will be closely evaluating performance and readiness as the week progresses. Meanwhile, Jake Ferguson and Hunter Lipke, both limited in Wednesday's practice, are dealing with minor wear and tear from an intense stretch of games. 3 matches in 11 days can take a toll on the body, particularly for players involved in heavy contact and special teams assignments. These limitations, while notable, are generally manageable and do not indicate long-term concerns, though the team will need to monitor them closely. Fatigue management becomes increasingly important during this phase of the season, ensuring that players are available to contribute without risking exacerbation of lingering issues. Savone Revel, dealing with a knee limitation, exemplifies the balancing act required when players are working through minor injuries while still contributing effectively on the field. The Cowboys' overall injury landscape this week shows a blend of optimism and caution. CeeDee Lamb's progression is perhaps the most encouraging development, as his return would significantly enhance the passing game. Lamb's ability to stretch the field, create separation, and provide a reliable target is crucial, especially against a Vikings defense that has been aggressive in pressuring quarterbacks. Clowney's potential return adds a complementary dynamic to the defensive line, bolstering pass rush and run-stopping capabilities. These key players returning to form can shift the balance of the game and provide the Cowboys with the versatility and firepower needed to contend with a team that has been finding rhythm offensively in recent weeks. Trayvon Diggs' situation underscores the complexity of player management, particularly when it involves high-profile defensive assets. His reintegration into the lineup involves not just conditioning, but also timing, understanding defensive calls, and ensuring chemistry with teammates who have adjusted during his absence. The coaching staff's careful approach suggests they recognize both the value he brings and the risks associated with rushing his return. For fans, this means keeping a close eye on practice reports and press conferences, as each update offers clues about his likelihood to participate and contribute meaningfully on Sunday. If Diggs can step back onto the field fully prepared, it could provide a critical defensive boost that impacts the team's ability to contain the Vikings' offensive threats. Injuries aside, the Cowboys have been navigating a challenging schedule, requiring smart management of player workloads and recovery protocols. Players like Lee Hooker, who missed Wednesday's practice due to a personal issue, are expected to return and add depth to the secondary. Monitoring these updates is essential, as the coaching staff adjusts strategies and rotations based on the latest availability information. Fatigue, minor injuries, and recovery timelines all play into how the team plans for game day, ensuring that the players who take the field are at their peak performance potential. This week, every practice rep carries added significance, as it helps determine which players can handle the intensity of a full NFL matchup against a Vikings team that has been improving steadily. The offensive line continues to be a focal point of analysis. With Tyler Ton unlikely to participate, the emphasis shifts to backups and how they adapt to increased responsibilities. The Vikings' defensive schemes are designed to exploit weaknesses, and the Cowboys must be prepared to adjust protection, blitz pickups, and communication in real time. Maintaining stability along the line not only protects the quarterback, but also ensures the running game remains effective, keeping defenses honest and allowing the passing game to operate at high level. This interconnected dynamic highlights how critical each player's health and readiness are, as even minor absences can ripple across multiple aspects of the team's performance. Looking at practice reports in a broader context, the trends suggest that the Cowboys are managing a careful balance between pushing players toward readiness and avoiding overexertion. Limited practices, monitored ramp-ups, and staged returns from injury are all part of a strategic approach that aims to optimize game day performance. CeeDee Lamb's participation, even in a limited capacity, signals forward momentum, and the coaching staff will be evaluating each practice carefully to determine when it is safe and effective for him to return fully. Similarly, the defensive side of the ball is being managed with precision, ensuring that key contributors like Clowney and Diggs are prepared to handle the demands of the game without risking further injury. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. Whispers have been swirling through league circles, but the latest buzz coming out of Dallas has detonated into something closer to a full-blown earthquake. According to insiders who claim to have seen things moving behind very thick curtains, the Dallas Cowboys are preparing what many are already calling the biggest acquisition in NFL history, a blockbuster move for superstar wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Nothing is confirmed, no signatures have been spotted, and no executive will acknowledge even a shadow of a rumor, but the murmurs refuse to die. Word is that Jones' front office has been operating with unusual secrecy, holding closed-door sessions and late-night strategy calls. Some claim private jets have been sighted, making suspiciously timed flights, while others insist that several high-profile agents have been lingering around team facilities a little longer than usual. The Cowboys, already known for making bold statements, seem poised to shatter every expectation once again. Tyreek Hill, one of the league's most electrifying playmakers, would instantly transform the Dallas offense into something bordering on mythological. Observers around the NFL are already imagining defensive coordinators losing sleep, trying to draw diagrams capable of containing the league's fastest man in a star-studded helmet. Even without a single official word, the fan base has erupted. Online communities are dissecting every cryptic post, every deleted comment, every grainy photo that might hint at Hill wearing blue and silver. Rival teams, meanwhile, are reportedly monitoring the chatter with growing nerves. If the move becomes reality, and that remains a monumental if, the balance of power would tilt dramatically. Some executives have dismissed the rumor as noise. Others, however, quietly admit that where there is this much smoke, something is at least warming up. Whether this becomes a historic truth or just another off-season legend, the Cowboys have once again succeeded in doing what they do better than anyone: dominating the conversation. And until someone steps forward to confirm or deny the whispers, the entire league remains on edge, waiting to see if Dallas is truly about to land the most explosive signing ever imagined. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.